லட்சக்கணக்கான ஆடியோ பாட்காஸ்ட்டை வாத்த ஆப்ல கேட்டு என்ஜாய் பண்ணுங்க. தமிழ் மற்றும் அதர் லாங்குவேஜஸ்லயும் உங்களோட பாட்காஸ்ட்டை வாத்த ஆப்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணலாம். கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல இருக்கிற லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணி வாத்த ஆப்பை டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க.
IndiaGlitz லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.
இன்னைக்கு நம்ம கூட வைப்ரண்ட் லிவிங்னுடைய ஓனரான ஸ்ரீதேவி ஜஸ்தி அவர்கள் தான் பேசியிருக்காங்க. இவங்களை நம்ம ஏற்கனவே சமந்தா அவர்கள் குக்கிங் கற்றுக்கிட்ட வீடியோஸ்லாம் பார்த்துருப்போம். இவங்க நம்ம கிட்ட ஃபுட் அண்ட் ஃபிட்னஸ் இது ரெண்டும் எவ்வளவு ரிலேட்டிவான ஒரு விஷயம், என்ன மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள் நம்ம சாப்பிட்டா எது எதுக்கு நல்லது, அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் ரூஃப் டாப் கார்டனிங் அப்படிங்கிறது எவ்வளவு ஒரு சுலபமான ஒரு விஷயம், அதுல என்ன மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள்ல இருந்து நம்ம ஆரம்பிக்கலாம், அண்ட் ஆல்சோ இந்த பிளான்ட் பேஸ்ட் டயட் அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன, அதுல இன்டர்னலா நமக்கு உடம்புல கொடுக்குற சேஞ்சஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது என்னவா இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிறத ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அது மட்டும் இல்லாம சமந்தா அவர்கள் எவ்வளவு ஒரு குவிக்கான ஒரு லேர்னர், அவங்க என்ன மாதிரியான ஒரு டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர்மேஷனை லைஃப்ல கோ த்ரூ பண்ணியிருக்காங்க, அண்ட் ஆல்சோ அவங்க என்ன மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள்லாம் இவங்க கிட்ட பேசியிருக்காங்க, அண்ட் ஆல்சோ டவுட் கேட்டிருக்காங்கிற மாதிரியான எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவான விஷயங்கள் நம்ம கிட்ட ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. வாங்க பார்க்கலாம். Hi, hello, and welcome to all the IndiaGlitz viewers out there. This is VJ Anamle, and today we have with us Sridevi Jasti. Basically, we've been through all of your contents lately. How it all, sparked out.
How it all started. I studied nutrition at master's level. I've always been interested in food, like most of us are, I think. But as a teenager, I wanted to have clearer skin, I guess, no pimples and all that kind of, for vanity reasons, I got into eating fruits and vegetables. And because my mom is a great cook, I started, learning from her. And my father, we come from an agricultural background. So even though my father was an engineer, growing food around the house was always the thing to do. So everything together, and when I had to go to college, it was an obvious, very easy decision to make to go to study nutrition. So I did home sciences first, and then I went to nutrition, mainly because it's fascinating to see how food affects your body, to encourage people to get in the kitchen and to tell them that it's sexy to be in the kitchen. It's not like it's, somebody else's job to make your own food, right? So I guess that's why when Samantha showed interest, and she showed interest big time, she actually followed up. And because, being a celebrity, I can't just have her for classes when I have full staff and work going on. I mean, so I had to find some private time as well as privacy, all of that. So I was like, hang in there. And I dragged on for some time, and still she was, persistent and went on to learn because she's genuinely interested in learning. So, yeah, so that is my main interest in studying too, because I like creating healthy recipes that makes you feel good and look good.
I think that's really fascinating. And also talking about the name Vibrant Living. Basically, when it comes to food, you might have other different names, but Vibrant Living is kind of. Is there any specific reason for it?
So when I wanted to start a business, so obviously we had to look for a name. My husband said, so we were thinking all kinds of stuff because I was very much into raw food back then. Even now I am. But back then, this was almost 10 years ago, I was a lot into raw food. When in India, there was not much awareness of that. I mean, we ate sprouts and stuff, but not like a concept of eating raw food for its enzymatic, power and nutritional value and all of that. So when we were looking for things like raw in the name, it's like, okay, people are going to think you're giving kacha food, uncooked food. So they're not going to get alive. And he said, you're so vibrant. Why don't you call Vibrant Living?
I think that's really wonderful. And also talking about the rooftop gardening, we've seen the rooftop gardening that you do, and basically how easy is it to start up a rooftop gardening, for starters?
I wanted to have little green patch. I've always grown up around. I was lucky to have that kind of environment. Even in America, I was able to have So when I came here, we were living in a house that didn't have too much space outside and wanted to grow. For me, my main interest is I need my fresh herbs because your dish transforms. You might need one twig, two twigs of something, but that is going to transform the whole dish. So I'm used to growing herbs of all kinds in my kitchen garden. It could be just few pots depending on where I lived. It didn't matter, but I had to have that.
Yeah. Talking about roof gardening, what tips would you give to people who want to start, roof gardening and roof, want to start up with something? What would you say to, start off with?
Right. First and foremost, make sure that you have a proper covering on the roof. You don't want it to leak, right? You don't want it to seep through.
True.
So if you're building a new one, get something done so that water doesn't seep in. And the second thing is, you don't want to use very heavy pots like cement pots and stuff. You can use, I use wooden pots, right? Or you can even use recyclable plastic, your different dabbas and bags, jute bags, and all of that. And so start small, don't go overboard. You can always expand. Start with a corner, start with one little something, two little pots, three little pots, four little pots. Because once you invest so much and it's stressful. So start small, grow easy to grow stuff first. Don't be going for kale and broccoli and all of that stuff. Understand where you're growing. If you're growing it in Chennai, maybe it's different kind of vegetables that and herbs that you want to grow. And if it's in Hyderabad, Bangalore, it's different weather conditions, are suitable for weather, different kind of plants.
So
Wherever.
basically, it's like the moral stories where we have the person who spread love and some water, and the plant blooms, while the other person spends a lot, yet the plant is not very, very big. And yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about the, fancy anything. It's the basics that plants need. So don't be complaining that you don't have a green thumb. Just give more love. That's all. More care. So about the raw food, raw food is basically any food that is not exposed to high heat that is not beyond 46 degrees, like that.
Okay.
So 46 degrees. So when you do that, the theory behind it is that all the vitamins and minerals and enzymes are intact in the food itself. So it's your body gets to get all of that without losing on any of the nutrients while cooking. High heats are not good, especially to keep your vitamins. Minerals do remain, but vitamins die, especially your vitamin C, they just get destroyed with cooking. That's why you want to eat raw foods. A good mix of raw and steamed and that kind of stuff is, I think, ideal. Like if you were to be like, doing the best for yourself, I think 70% raw, 30% cooked will be fabulous.
I think that's very true. And also talking about your work, you do have a lot of reception from Hyderabad since ages. But lately, I think after maybe collaboration with Samantha, I think you're getting a lot of love from Tamil Nadu as well. So if you can share some messages that you get from Tamil Nadu to asking questions, and what are the major questions that people ask you, and what are the compliments that you received lately?
Same question. Madam, it's not fair. You're only in Hyderabad. Can we have this in Chennai? I can't give you fresh foods from here, but I can show you recipes that you can make at home over there.
That's wonderful. And what are the questions that you receive a lot on Instagram?
Common questions. First, right now, because of the pandemic, immune boosting. What do we do? What do I give my children? What do I have? What do we do? Next is, how do I lose weight? And a lot of people with hormonal imbalances. Is this kind of food going to help me with my PCOD, PCOS, my thyroid condition, and all of that? That we get a lot.
I get that. And talking about Samantha. So when did this happen? I suppose Amala ma'am had already been one of your
Mm.
visitors,
Amala,
which
yeah.
we saw
Amala
in
has
the.
been my friend from the time that I came to India, pretty much
Uh-huh.
immediately. Happened to meet her, Nagarjuna, and a lot of. I've I'm lucky to have met lots of how do I say, prominent, not only celebrities, prominent people in the city who appreciated what I was doing, what I have to offer. So that gave me a chance to express myself and do what I'm doing and actually move back because I had no plans to move back to India. And it worked out. So long before Samantha came into my world, because I'm not much into films, because I didn't live in India for so long.
Uh-huh. Oh,
My
yeah.
knowledge, yeah, my knowledge for film actors stopped with that generation, Nagarjuna, Venkatesh, Chiranjeevi. That's where it stopped, you know. So I've
I get
met
that.
all the new actresses and actors, young ones. They're like my children's age, right now. So that's how I actually that's how I got to know her. Um, through the family, through the family, and that she came into, and she herself showed a lot of interest. She's been coming to me for about 2 years, I think. Um, yeah, maybe, yeah, almost 2 years. But she wasn't showing interest in cooking earlier. She wanted to learn what is good for her strength training, for her health, for all of that, just for her personal stuff. Now, since she got married, she wants to cook for the family. She's like, and also she tried my foods, right? She knew, but then slowly she got to understand and she warmed up and she understood, "Ah, I like this." And now, because earlier, a lot of people didn't understand what is plant based or why and all of that. So she got into it and she understood and she appreciated and appreciated what I was doing and came closer and was really interested. And she's such a good student. She's genuinely super interested. And now, whatever she learned, she's actually going home and cooking. And she sends me pictures and she's all excited how it turns out. And she's so thrilled that they're easy to make. She says that she's not, she hasn't cooked before. She's never showed interest in cooking. Still, she's able to do it well. She's a quick learner as well, and she is one of those good learners and she's learning, and that encourages me to teach her more.
We've also seen her evolution actually, from starting off as an actress to where she stands now. I think it's always been a progress for her by means of lifestyle also. And lately
Yeah,
we see a lot of health related factors, which is reflecting on the social platform as well. So that
yeah.
progression, have you discussed anything about that with her? Has she told you anything about that?
We talk about all kinds of related stuff in my classes, obviously. Yeah, because the trend, that is the way our future is going. That's where we need to go. We don't have unlimited supply of resources from nature, right? We have to utilize what we have and use it smart so that we don't deplete what we have. And this kind of foods are suitable for that. We need less to get more, right? You grow millets in almost arid lands with no water, right? So the plant-based foods need less resources. So, and they give more nutrition, and studies have been showing what health aspects of it, not only environmental aspects, how good. So the world is going that way, and you want to be going that way as well, because that's what is going to be good for you and for your family, for future generations and from planet at large. So she's doing the right thing. She's going the she's I mean and she's such a big influencer, and it's blessing to have people with that kind of reach, to have that kind of awareness, right? And it's doing such good. It's going to reach more people, do good for everyone. More farmers are going to be encouraged to farm naturally, because how are farmers going to naturally farm if there's no buyers, right?
True.
So now more people will farm,
Are
and
showing interest.
yeah, a lot of prominent people like Sadhguru, doing his job, bringing awareness to save rivers, and this is all, we're all coming together to help each other. We're all coming
True.
together. She's doing one. She's one of them.
And talking about, you are going through a lot of stuff, maybe talking about having a cafe, having a organic, vegetable market, YouTube channel, and I think many more too. So how do you manage all of this together, and how do you, get time to do all of it simultaneously?
Oh, it didn't happen overnight. It's been going on for some time, for years now. So slowly, and I have a good team to help. I have family. I have my staff. I couldn't do it on my own. None of this. So that's how I do it, and it's been happening over the years. It's not like I am pushing. So see, most importantly, I love doing what I'm doing.
I think that was really wonderful talking to you. A lot of things packed together. We spoke about a lot of things, and also it's good to see someone who's venturing into something which is very good for everyone. So I that's, I appreciate that, and I think you're doing wonders already. Hope to see progress in your business as well, by means of coming to Chennai sometime soon.
Thank you so much for your wishes. I'm privileged to have this opportunity to give something in return to my people.
Definitely, it's our pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.